know straight away is, obviously me and you, we speak every single day. The people obviously don't know that. But in general, what was it like growing up in Saudi Arabia?
You know what? That's a very good question. So first of all, it's important for me to say I wasn't born here. Um, some people know on the YouTube scene because I bring it up at times in other spaces, but I was born in Bahrain. Um, and me being born in Bahrain, I actually was studying in Bahrain in my younger years. Like at one stage, I even studied in like two schools at once. Not at once, but like basically one day. So like I'd go in the morning to one school and then another one for different reasons. Because not a special case. I mean, I was born with as basically it's kind of a bit emotional for me to say, but I actually have a heart condition. For those who don't know, if you just if you don't mind, but I have a scar over here,
Yeah.
and it goes all the way down to slightly above my belly button, the stitches.
Yeah.
This was an open heart surgery that I had based on the fact that I was born without a tricuspid valve, and as well, my ventricles to this day are in the opposite direction, so the blood flow is slightly slower.
Okay.
And because of that, every day I take medications in the morning and evening for my heart, my blood, and all that type of stuff for it to be loosened up, loosened up and that. So it's just one of them things, really. But yeah, man, that's why I went to two schools at one stage because obviously I had so many operations in my young age.
Yeah.
And when I was living in Bahrain, I would still be going to Saudi Arabia. That's why I usually say, despite me living in Bahrain, I still act like I grew up in here, Saudi, because like I would still be around Saudi like nearly every weekend,
Yeah.
whether it's my father would travel from Saudi to Bahrain, or my family would go to Saudi to be with my dad, because my dad was always working here every single time. You know what I mean? So it's just one of them ones, really. And yeah, man, once I was around, what was it? So 2012. That's like when I was, well, how old was I? Around 10, 11 years old, I think,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. Don't get me, don't, yeah. I moved fully to Saudi, like living there and whatever. And yeah, man, from there, it's just literally all about just evolving, really. You know what I mean? Like I already knew what's up here, but the funny thing is I was speaking like a lot of English in the household, and I still do to a degree, but like I started integrating more Arabic back then. Like it was fully English because my dad had this mindset of like, you know what? I used to study in America and all that stuff, so I have this American like light mindset about me. We're gonna speak English in the household. I think they were trying to do like an English Arabic thing, and it turned out to be all English in the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just one of them ones, really. But listen, man, growing in Saudi, I will tell you this: it takes a certain discipline to get around here because it, part of being an adult person is being taught like how to communicate in like the most respectful way possible. And I mean that like with no joke, no lie, no gaslighting, nothing. Like literally, we are literally taught on what to say, how to say it, in what circumstance to say it, all that stuff. In the Arab world, obviously, because we most Arabs are like Muslims, or a good amount are Muslims. You get me?
Yeah.
So a lot of our sayings are basically, and obviously, Islam itself, the writing is in Arabic, right? So there are sayings that we have that will involve like this Allah, Like I'll give you an example, Alhamdulillah, like thank God, or like Allahu Akbar, Allah is the greatest, But
Yeah.
like, for, I'll give you an example of a saying like that in Arabic that we're taught to say like when we want to say a thank you, for example, It's not even thank you, but like it's a way in saying thank you.
Yeah.
Allah يعطيك العافية, you know, may God bless you in a way. You get me?
Yeah.
Like that is a way in like thanking an individual, you know? Like instead of saying shukran, which is the actual meaning of thank you, you can say that, you know? Or like what's another one I can give? What's another one I can give? Because there's a good amount. Allah يطول عمرك. Allah يطول عمرك means may God age you well, you know?
Hmm.
Like that type of thing. Or not age you, age you longer actually. طول, age you longer. You get me? So yeah, it's just one of them ones really that that's what we're taught to be saying, and that I think that's why like you hear a lot of good things about Saudi once you come here.
Yeah.
Like not like when you're away, because when you're away you hear a lot of the opposite actually, which is so annoying for me as a Arab myself, you know. We don't need to get into that, but
Of course.
it's just yeah, man. I feel like once you come here you understand it more. But yeah, we've just basically been like taught just to be respectful from a younger age. And a lot of families obviously they get it beaten into them as well. That's why I usually bring we call it shib or naal, you know, the sandal at Northside thing streams,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's like, yeah, they want to talk about discipline. We have discipline in the Arab world too,
Yeah.
you know. So
Mhm.
it's just one of them ones. Some get it beaten into them. Some, like with me, for example, you know what helped me? Well, obviously there are two ways that it helped me. One were my parents, obviously. The other one was just going and living life, seeing for yourself. You know, there are times whenever I hear somebody say something, like I actually want to know what it means, innit? So what I would do is I would basically either I'd ask my close ones, or what I would do is I would basically do more research on it, because obviously it's my language. I need to learn, and keep in mind,
Of course.
I I knew English more than Arabic when I was younger. That's the funny story. And I lived in the Middle East my entire life. But I was speaking to a lot of people in English anyway, regardless. It's weird, right? But because eventually, as you grow older, you're going to be put in situations in which you have to speak Arabic. I was like, you know what? I want to start learning Arabic, even if I have to learn it the hard way, you know? Now, I will say this, speaking Arabic is easier when you speak in your own mother tongue and all that stuff. But studying the language in a formal like way, oh
Yeah.
my god, bro, it's a different ball game, bro. I literally just had like an exam a few weeks ago. Do you know what my grade was?
Was it
You
not good?
laugh, you will, and it came out. This is formal Arabic, bro. I got a D.
Mad.
Bro, learn, I'm telling you, formal. By the way, I'm not the only one that goes through this stuff. I've talked to so many people in the university campus. They all go through this issue. You know, it's like the language itself, when you speak it, because you have to understand, when you're learning formal Arabic,
Hmm.
when you answer questions, it has to be formally done. Now, formal is obviously different. Like, obviously, the terms are similar, but like when writing a full sentence in Arabic, it's different to writing it formally than it is to like writing it informally, like the way you speak in your own mother tongue. Like, for example,
Yeah.
mine in Saudi accent, maybe somebody that would be in a Bahraini or a Emirati or a Qatari or Egyptian or Moroccan, Algerian. You get me? Like Libyan, I can go Jordan. I can tell you many more countries that speak Arabic that has different mother tongues and different languages, and you know, they're like certain parts have similar accents, but there are certain things that are being said and certain ways that are being said that's different. You get me? So yeah, man. When you answer it informally in exams, they don't allow that because they want it specific. And the fact that they want it specific, that's where it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
you're,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's just
No,